Egon Oldendorff spent the early 1950s rebuilding his shipping line after the ravages of the Second World War. Based in Lübeck, Germany, in 1953 he ordered Dora Oldendorff from Orenstein and Keppel. She was a conventional freighter, 98 metres long, 3,800 tonnes, and driven by a single MAN diesel. The Oldendorff line is actually still in business. They're now operating bulk carriers, not general freighters, but they still have recognisable Oldendorff names and still carry Egon Oldendorff's initials on their funnels. They sold Dora Oldendorff in 1970 when she became Anna B, and was then sold on again to the Clarion Shipping Company of Piraeus, who renamed her Chrisoula K in 1979. 2 years later, she was loaded with a cargo of floor tiles in Italy, bound for Saudi Arabia. Her master, Captain Cornelis, took her south and east through the Mediterranean, safely transited the Suez Canal and the Gulf of Suez, and when she emerged into the open Red Sea, he left the bridge for some well-deserved sleep, and was rudely woken when she struck Abu Nuhas, not far from the already wrecked Cayman M. Grounded by the dead weight of her cargo, she was quickly declared a total loss and left to settle and sink. Her bow stayed on the top of the reef for some time, until it also collapsed to starboard, and she was left to the divers. If you're on a liveaboard trip, you'll usually moor to the south of Abu Nuhas, and you'll take a Zodiac out to the wreck. Dayboats tie up over the wreck, and you step in directly above her. You'll usually be above the middle of the wreck when you enter the water, so start by swimming off the starboard side nearer to the reef, where there's a nice colony of sand eels. Then cross back to the funnel. If the light is right, the EO is still clearly visible. Continue on to round the stern, where you'll find the prop and rudder. Stay at seabed level as you head forward, and you can find the prop shaft and the stern frames. Don't be tempted to swim forward to the prop shaft tunnel, but go a little shallower and enter the hull where you can swim beside the cargo. There's plenty of room in here, and if you look left you can see where the wreck is degrading. There's a section of hull already fallen out a little further forward. Swim as far forward as you can, then turn right up the slope, then left into this little machine shop, where you'll find a pillar drill, a workbench and a cone lathe. If you want to explore the engine room, there's a door to the right of the lathe. Swim through and drop vertically down one deck. You'll be at the stern of the engine room. And any tour from here is essentially a circumnavigation of that MAN diesel. There's lots to see, and the viz is always good, though you will need a torch. But there's no clear surface and only a couple of ways out, so take great care. At the stern of the engine room, you'll find the prop shaft, and through this little door is the prop shaft tunnel. You can see blue water through the tunnel, but it really is too narrow to swim through. To leave the engine room, either swim directly up from where you started, or swim forward to this stairway. Both will take you back into the machine shop. Turn left, and you can explore the stern of the wreck at deck level, and the aftermast. The stern itself is broken away and canted to starboard. You can enter from the back or the front. It's remarkably bare inside, but on 2 levels with a hatch between. Leave the stern and swim forward to midships, where you'll find the galley and more. Keep swimming forward on the starboard side and you follow wreckage up to the bow, though how far you can get depends on how much surge there is. Water permitting, the collapsed upper section of the bow is a few metres to starboard on the reef top. Then follow the port side of the wreck back, where her forward holds are full of more tiles and you can use the last of your gas exploring. There's still plenty to see. And don't ignore the marine life. Then it's back to the ascent line, usually tied in the midships area, and either your Zodiac ride back or directly back to your dive boat.